Some road trips are about the destination. Others are all about the journey. What happens when you take a father, his two boys, a milestone birthday, and throw them into an electric camper van in one of Quebec's most beautiful regions? You get an adventure.
Oh boy, and Dylan almost died. Are you okay? All right.
That's exactly what we set out to have in Quebec's Eastern Townships. A region where mountains and charming small towns turn into a canvas of color every fall. Over 3 days, we'd hike, eat, and explore, all while experiencing some of Quebec's most epic rural experiences. I'm Kevin Wagars. I'm a professional traveler, writer, and photographer. My two travel partners on this trip are my boys Cohen and Dylan. Together, we've racked up stamps in nearly 40 countries, always on the hunt for destinations that mix adventure, culture, and education. This journey, though, was a little different. It was a celebration of a milestone, Dylan's 12th birthday. We weren't just searching for a destination, we were looking for a chance to slow down and create some amazing memories together. If you love epic travel adventures, be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. The moment we hit Bromont, we knew this wasn't just another small Quebec town. It had this incredible energy, a seamless blend of small town charm and big time adventure, where bikes outnumbered cars everywhere. Even though we failed to pack our own mountain bikes on this road trip, we were ready to dive into the town's natural beauty. Bromont's outdoor energy was contagious. And rather than settle in, we set off to Domaine Naturel du Lac Galles, a quiet community nature escape just outside of town, to take in the views and hike a couple of trails. After drinking in the views and the autumn colors, we retreated to our home for the night, the Beatnik Hotel. It was a funky, nature-focused sanctuary set in the mountain scenery, where our first order of business was to dive into the outdoor pool to unwind from the drive from Toronto.
Not only is the scenery around here beautiful, but it's a very relaxing place for a dip in the pool.
For dinner, we treated ourselves to a well-deserved feast at a local hotspot, Microbrasserie La Station. This new fixture on the Eastern Townships craft beer trail was buzzing with life. We navigated a sea of bikes to get a patio seat, a perfect sign of a bumpin' local restaurant. As I sipped on one of their delicious craft beers, the boys dug into homemade burgers, quesadillas, and sandwiches. And of course, no meal is complete without dessert, so we capped it off with a rich homemade brownie. Before diving into the rest of our trip, we had one more stop to make: the Bromont Chocolate Museum. We came for the treats, but ended up on a journey through Mesoamerican history, interspersed with sculptures made entirely of chocolate. Then we hit the road, Our first journey in a campervan. One that we had picked up from Bromont Campervan. And we were pumped. Nothing but the open road in front of us and some of Quebec's Eastern Townships' most beautiful places. Aside from Quebecois culture and epic landscapes, Quebec might just be most famous for its cheese.
So before we get to camping, we're going to check out something that Quebec's really known for, which is cheese. Cheese is everywhere here. Up in Charlevoix, around Montreal, and especially down here in the Eastern Townships. So we're gonna hit this place called Fromagerie La Station. And it looks absolutely incredible. The number of cars that are out here, this place is packed, it's super busy. And we're gonna go see what they have for lunch.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have a grilled cheese, if they have that.
If they have grilled cheese, let's go check it out.
This farm-to-table experience gave us the chance to pick up some groceries for our trip and enjoy some of the best grilled cheese sandwiches that we've ever tasted.
Nearly everything they have is grilled cheese.
After filling up on delicious Quebec cheese, we continued our journey deeper into the Eastern Townships. Coaticook, a town that feels like the ultimate outdoor playground, known for its epic gorge and legendary culinary scene. At the top of our list of things to do in Coaticook was Laiterie de Coaticook. This is a rite of passage for any road trip through the Eastern Townships. This famous dairy company has lineups out the door and some of the best ice cream in Quebec. Now, we've traveled to Coaticook in the past on an Indigenous tourism-themed road trip in Quebec. We had hiked the Coaticook Gorge with its historic mills. But on this birthday road trip, we were after something different. And for that, we needed to wait until after the sunset. To kill some time, we headed over to Microbrasserie Coaticook, another stop along the Eastern Townships craft beer trail. We snagged a spot in the patio of this local restaurant and brewery and devoured plates of poutine, tacos, and fish and chips. Then it was time for Coaticook's main event, Foresta Lumina. The atmosphere was magic. The forest of the gorge lit up dramatically as we followed the story of a girl and her fairy friends. And amidst it all was our nostalgia, recreating some of our favorite photos from our last visit to Foresta Lumina, back when Dylan was just 6 years old. The next morning, we woke up to a nice camp breakfast and hit the road for a scenic drive through the back roads of the Eastern Townships towards our final destination, Mont-Mégantic National Park. Mont-Mégantic is special. Not just because of its jaw-dropping scenery, but also because this park was the world's very first international dark sky preserve. This means that the park and the surrounding towns go to great lengths to ensure that it's one of the best places on Earth for stargazing. We spent the day hiking trails of the observatoire sector, drinking in the early fall colors and the magical views of some of the park's most dramatic viewpoints along the Le Soleil and Mont Saint-Joseph trails. Then we tested our electric camper van on the steep climb to the summit of Mont-Mégantic. It handled it just fine. The goal was to visit the observatory. Unfortunately, it was closed. But we were still able to take in the amazing views from the summit. CPAC, the organization that runs Quebec's provincial park system, is putting in a massive upgrade to the summit that includes 2 public observatories and a viewing platform. It's scheduled to open in 2026.
Okay, so being that this is our first kind of long road trip in an electric vehicle, one of the things that we've found really cool is regenerative braking. We haven't had to test that out much on this trip because it's been pretty flat, but Mont-Mégantic is very tall and very steep. So we've put together a little bet to see how many kilometers we can add to our range on the trip down Mont-Mégantic. Cohen, what's your guess? 0. He has not much faith in electric vehicles. Dylan? 2 kilometers. I'm gonna say 5. We are currently at 84 kilometers of range. And let's see if we get any more. All right, we're already at 87.
I've lost.
All right, we're coming down to the end, and we've hit 94 kilometers. So that we've gained almost 10 kilometers just by going downhill. That's pretty cool.
Mont-Mégantic National Park has a lot more to offer than just natural beauty. This place is the world's first international dark sky preserve, and it's also home to Astrolab, a space and science museum that plays off the park's famous observatory. We took in a cool VR experience where we flew through the solar system, got to handle some hands-on light and astronomy exhibits, and enjoyed a film all about discovering the night sky. Then it was off to the Franceville sector for some Mont-Mégantic camping, and it was a bit surreal.
We've made our way to the Franceville campground, which is about 20 kilometers away from the main section of Mont-Mégantic National Park. And it's wild. I mean, we're middle of September, still prime camping season, and we are like the only ones in this entire campground. It's eerily quiet. It's incredible. You would never find this in Ontario.
Sure, it was quiet, but it was also peaceful. So much so that we never even got to experience the park's legendary dark skies. We were too busy snoring in our comfortable camper van. If our road trip through the Eastern Townships taught us anything, it's that adventure is just around the corner. It doesn't always have to be about a grand, far-off destination. Sometimes it's about getting in a van with your kids, hitting the open road, and seeing what stories you can find in your own backyard. It's about finding that special connection, whether it's over a perfect grilled cheese or under the darkest skies you've ever seen. So what are you waiting for? Your next adventure is calling. If you enjoyed this video, please hit those like and subscribe buttons. It really helps to keep us creating family travel content. We'll see you next time on Wandering Wagars Adventure Family Travel.